charge or disconnect charger. Charger disconnected. Wi-Fi disconnected from FiOS 8 kg. Charger connected. Battery is 85% charged. Wi-Fi connected to FiOS 8 kg. Signal is excellent.
Hey, it's Mike. How are you?
Good.
Good. You all set?
I'm ready.
Awesome. That's even better. Then I can check you off my list of people I've seen and made sure they're all right.
I had one quick question though.
What's that?
Maybe you have a tip for me. I was navigating between my little thumbnail picture, and so when I do screen share, I just get my little thumbnail off to the side, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
There's a way in the software, if you're using a PC, I think if you download the newest Zoom software, it lets you be side by side. But I have to admit, I haven't had that work every time I've logged in. I don't know why.
so then my
Sometimes it
question
works.
was, during my presentation, there are times where I want to stop the slideshow and have it focus on me to do the demo with the device. And the only way I really figured out to do that was really just to stop the slideshow, come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the best way. I think if you tried to do it any other way, it would be clunky and there'd be a lot of clicks. I think that's probably the best way.
Okay.
Stop the share. It'll go back to you. And then when you're done, hit share again. It'll bring you right back to where you were.
Right. I noticed it was just resuming on the slide that I
Yeah,
left.
exactly. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
way I would do it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something there.
Missing some big thing. Yeah, I hear you. No, I think you got it. That's the way I would do it too.
Well, the other sessions were great. I was popping around and looking at everybody. Everyone was like ready to
It
get up
seems like
and
it's been
go.
really good. I'm doing the same. I'm trying to kind of navigate bunches at a time, but they seem really good. And so I'm excited to go back and watch them in the recording. So
Yeah, what happened with the photo bombing? I mean, the Zoom bomb.
she put her link out to say she was presenting today on social media, and I guess that's what's going to happen.
Oh, I did the same thing. That's what I asked you in the morning at the meet and greet.
Be mentally prepared. I'm going to keep my eye anyway, but yeah.
So what actually happens on a bomb? Like,
so we have the meeting set right now so that you can share your screen, but it means everybody can share their screen. And so what happened is someone else came in, overrode her screen sharing, and then shared their screen.
oh boy, I hope that doesn't happen to me because
I'll keep my eye. I've had all the sessions up on Naomi's watching 3 and I'm watching 3, so I have all mine up here and I'm kind of watching them. So if it all goes wrong, I'll jump in and shut it down.
Oh gosh, okay.
But you're good. You don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Just it'll be fine. All right. Know that I'm here. I'm turning my camera off, but I'm here and I'm watching. Don't worry. It's okay.
I can always say, "Hey, Mike, I need you."
Just frantically start yelling, and I'll see. And I have it out of the corner of my eye. If I see something weird going down, I'll turn pretty quick. I'll be all right.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks.
All right. Thanks again.
Charger disconnected. Wi-Fi disconnected from FiOS 8kg. Charger connected. Battery is 90% charged. Wi-Fi connected to FiOS 8kg. Signal is medium. Suspending. Press again to shut down.
Hi guys, I'm gonna start like in 2 minutes. I see different times on different clocks, so just gonna give it another minute. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Looks like it's 2 o'clock now. I wanted to welcome you guys to my meeting room, and I'm gonna clear my throat so I can talk. Sorry. So this meeting room, as you can see, is about OrCam assistive technology. It's really my pleasure to present this to you. I don't know if any of you have had introduction to OrCam technology. I'm going to present it as if nobody has and that you don't know anything, but certainly feel free later on, to ask questions and we can go a little bit deeper. But I'm really excited to present. I do thank DRNJ for having me present today. It's a pleasure, and I'm really happy to connect with this audience. So good to have you all. I'm going to get started with the slideshow. This is me. I'm Eve Posner, and my email address is, my website is getorcam.com. My phone number is 973-820-5090, and I welcome telephone calls to discuss this exciting technology. I'm at the email eve@amit-group.com, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, and my handle is getorcam. So that's me. I am I'm an authorized distributor of Orcam Technologies here in New Jersey, and I cover the whole state, so that's quite a bit of travel, but that is what I do, and I love it. Orcam Technology itself is based in Jerusalem in Israel, and it was founded back in 2010. Orcam is an outgrowth of a much bigger company called Mobileye, which is a little bit lower in the slide here, which is a collision avoidance system leader, and they make cameras for vehicles to help with autonomous driving. And so when they were making that company, at one point, one of them had an aunt with macular degeneration, and she said, you're making cameras for vehicles, can't you make something for people? I can't see well, I can't read. And so the light bulb went on to make OrCam a reality after they finished with Mobileye, or launched Mobileye. And in 2013, they came out with the first device called MyEye, and they did some testing, but then really 2015 was the official launch of the product to the public. As you see, 2017, they launched the second version, which is MyEye2, which then became a wearable device, a cordless device that's wearable. And 2020 was a busy year despite the pandemic. There was a lot going on at OrCam. All the people in R&D were working from home and doing a lot of development of new features, and actually the launch of a new product, which I'll show you later, called OrCam Read. So we now have 2 products. in our product line that help people with print and reading disabilities. And it's a very, very full steam ahead company, state of the art. They are not slowing down. They are continuously making new innovations, and that is their goal, is to always be moving forward. So that's a little bit about the company. I will go to the next slide. As many of you know, assistive technology is a very personal area, in the sense that many people, if they don't like the product or they don't like the device or the software, if it's frustrating them, they're not going to use it. So with the OrCam devices, people can customize features. There's a menu with settings, and they can really make it what they want, use features that they want, turn off, disable certain features. And we've come to understand that OrCam devices are not for everyone. Although we have thousands of users worldwide, they don't fit everyone. And it's definitely a little process of assessment to make sure that this is the right match for a potential user. So even though it's out there, we do caution that there needs to be some kind of screening and careful thought about if this is the right match. So to get started, I'm going to make a really exciting announcement that we have a new ambassador, Leo Messi, for you soccer fans, who is Argentinian but plays for FG Barcelona. He has agreed to work and be the ambassador for Orcam Technologies, and a very well-known person worldwide. Leo Messi, earlier in the year, right before the quarantining happened, greeted 15 exceptional people from around the world, and now we have launched this campaign. So I'm going to play this video just to give you a little introduction.
My name is Kalari. I am 36 years old, and I lost my vision at 6. One day, I was able to see, and it went like that.
OrCam and Leo Messi invited 12 visually impaired people for an experience of a lifetime. Each participant received an OrCam My I wearable device, a revolutionary device for visually impaired people.
Start from the dirt.
Homemade carrot cake.
What's in front of me?
A cup in the center.
Wow. Wow. I guess I'll get speechless. This is really going to be, this is really going to make my life so much easier.
OrCam My I is the most advanced wearable AI device for people who are blind or visually impaired.
So this whole campaign with Leo Messi has been very exciting for us. It's going to be a great way to bring awareness to people who have visual impairment, people who are blind, and even a little bit more of an extension, people who have reading challenges, reading disabilities. So that's been a very fun thing for us to announce just really last week after Labor Day. So the first device I'm going to show you is the Orcam My I2 Pro, which is basically our flagship product. It is what you can see she's wearing here up by her eyeglass, on her eyeglass frames. It is a magnetic device, a magnetic device that we attach to eyeglasses with a little magnetic mount that goes on the eyeglasses. Everything is tactile, so for example, if you look at the power button, the on and off button, there's an elevated ring around the button so that it has a different feel when you touch it. If you slide your finger back toward the speaker, you know, it's flush, it has those holes, so it feels differently than the power button next to it. And then on the outside, which is the left part of the device that we're seeing, there's something called the touch bar, which is an elevated line that you can slide your finger along. You swipe for certain actions to control, and you can swipe backward, and you can also tap on that touch bar, which activates the device. And I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. There's an LED light in the back, so for those who have some eyesight, sometimes they see the LED light is on. For blind individuals, they don't see it, but It's not crucial in terms of how you operate the device, just pointing it out. And at the very front is the camera. It's a 13 megapixel camera. It is highly sensitive, so it picks up a lot of detail. And then there are 2 LED flashes surrounding it. So just like a regular camera, the light will flash when you need to illuminate the reading surface if it's too dark. And so that's what the flash and the LED is for. So this is OrCam My I. It's a wearable device. And I'm going to show you here on this collage generally what it can do. So it can identify consumer products, so things in the grocery store, things that you might buy like, you know, CVS, whatever items you're using in the bathroom, in the kitchen, around the house. You can do that with barcode reading. You can do it by just reading the text. Down below that, you can see the square around his face. That's to indicate that it does facial recognition. Again, so these are the major categories of what MyEye2 does. So facial recognition means that it would take a picture of the person who's in front of me or in front of the wearer, and then it will announce their name. And if it's not somebody who's known, then it'll just tell me a woman is in front of you or 2 children. So it tries to give the gender and the quantity of people. Then in the middle, you can see the girl, she's reading. And in general, it is used mostly for reading. It's the best OCR, optical character recognition on the market. It's proprietary to OrCam. So it is very, very good at picking up words, and it will read on paper, so like a book, and it will also read digital, so it can read screens. And the other thing is, oops, sorry about that. It can do color detection. So on the top right, we see somebody's pointing at a blue surface. So that is color detection. And then below that is money detection. And these are all things I'm going to show you when I demo it for you. Here's another short introductory video. We'll just watch this and then get a little sense of what this amazing device can do for people who are visually impaired, blind, or have reading and print challenges.
OrCam My I was designed especially for people who are visually impaired, whether it be low vision or any sight condition or fully blind. Anyone can use OrCam My I. The most important thing that it can do is that it can read text. It can read text, any printed text, wherever you are, on any surface. OrCam My I will be able to read it. So if it's a book at home in the evening, if it's a newspaper in the morning, if it's the documents that come across your desk at work. But OrCam My I can do a lot more than just read text. It'll recognize also the faces of people around you. You can teach it to recognize.
I'm sorry, didn't realize I was going to mess with that.
OrCam My I text. It can read text, any printed text, wherever you are, on any surface. OrCam My I will be able to read it. So if it's a book at home in the evening, if it's a newspaper in the morning, if it's the documents that come across your desk at work. But OrCam My I can do a lot more than just read text. It'll recognize also the faces of people around you. You can teach it to recognize products. It'll identify barcodes. It'll be able to tell you the color of objects, identify banknotes, and much more. Whilst the technology is really sophisticated, we've made it really easy to use. All I need to do is snap my eye onto any pair of glasses, and it's as simple as pointing towards the object that I want it to read. My eye immediately captures the image and starts reading back to me in my ear what it sees. OrCam My I is already available across 25 countries in the world, and we've translated it into more than 14 languages. So we have already thousands of people using My I on a daily basis. People using this technology to lead a more independent life, to stay at work, to be able to live independently, to achieve more. And that is what this technology is about. It's about giving people the independence that they need and empowering them to do the things that they would not otherwise be able to do.
Waking up. Charger disconnected. Battery is 100%
OrCam My
charged.
I was
Okay, so now I'm gonna stop the share and make myself bigger. And what I want to do is, yes, I can email the PowerPoint. What I want to do is make myself a little bigger. I'm gonna do a little demo now to show you. I'm having trouble making myself bigger, you guys. Okay, that's good enough. Now I'm gonna do a little demo with you to show you how this device works. So as he said in the video, it magnetically attaches to eyeglass frames. So there's a magnet. I'm right-handed, so I put it on the right side. If you're left-hand dominant, you can put it on the left side. And then if people have range of motion issues, we can also accommodate that, or if their hearing is better on one side or the other. So even though I generally go with which side they're dominant, there's other considerations in that sense. So again, I'm just gonna, there's the magnets, and then I am going to click it onto my eyeglasses. If I want to, I could also, let's say I'm going outdoors, I could just take it off of my indoor glasses and quickly snap it on my sunglasses and go outside to read or use it outdoors. So it's very, very portable. And again, it's lightweight. It weighs a little bit over half an ounce. And you can see it's about the size of my finger, an adult finger, and it's very discreet. So it doesn't look like a huge piece of assistive technology. Some people think it's a Bluetooth device for phones. And the other part of it is, when I use it, I don't need any connectivity. I don't need any Wi-Fi because it's all self-contained. So I can go anywhere, and that increases the portability of it. So what I'm going to show you, the main features that I showed in a slide before of what it can do, and here are some of the main things it can do. Reading is a big thing. He mentioned that it's in over 25 countries. It's now available in over 40 countries. And the languages are about 25 or more languages that it's available in. So again, it's gonna take visual information and convert it to audio. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a picture of it by pointing. I'm gonna use the finger gesture, which is pointing toward the ceiling, not at it. And then I'm just gonna hear it read this page to me instantly, okay? So there's no delay. You'll see right now what happens. So I'm gonna point to this picture, and then I'm gonna bring it a little closer so you can follow along.
Do elephants trunks? Yes, they do. An elephant's trunk is divided along its entire length into 2 nostrils. Not only can the elephant breathe through them.
Okay, now I'm gonna stop it with a hand gesture. So I stopped it by doing a stop sign hand, so it knows hand gestures, which is very cool. I don't always have to touch it. But if I prefer, for whatever reason, to use that touch bar that I talked about, I can tap on that. Remember, there's that elevated line, so I can tactily feel it under my finger, assuming I don't have any like nerve damage, or my, you know, some of the elderly people have less sensitivity there. But again, I'm gonna take a picture of this piece of paper, but I'm gonna do it this time. Instead of pointing, I'm gonna just tap. We're not gonna listen to the whole page though.
Easy to use. All you have to do is point. OrCam My I responds to simple gestures, making it easy to use.
Again, I'm gonna stop this time by touching. Okay, and that's it. So very simple to use. I have a choice if I want to point or if I want to tap. And another thing that's cool is it gives you feedback. So I'm going to hold this upside down intentionally, take a picture of it, and have you hear the feedback it gives me about what's going on in the page.
The text seems upside down. To read it, rotate the page and try again.
So it's giving real-time feedback on my mechanics, on how I'm operating it. It can tell me things if I'm holding it too far over, too far down. If text is really tiny, let's say like on a candy bar, it might tell me to move it closer. So it's always interacting with the user, which is very good because the user may not be aware himself or herself of why the picture isn't going well. So that's reading. I'm going to kind of keep moving it along. So it can, again, it can read paper-based. It can read text that's on a screen. So for example, I'm going to take a picture of this screen, but I hope it doesn't do all the reading behind me. I'm just going to point here to one name. Emily Wilson. So happy to have you, Emily. So that was just an example of it reading digital. Other things it can do besides reading, facial recognition. So you can store 100 faces in there of people who you want it to name by name to recognize, to be a known face. My face is stored in here. My name is Eve. I'm going to hold it opposite me right now, and you guys will hear it say my name. Normally, the person would be opposite, but because nobody's here, I'm going to do it myself. Okay? So I'm going to hold it facing me and tap on it. Eve, okay? So it announced my name, Eve, and then it said a man is in front of you, and that's actually the picture behind me of Leo Messi that it caught. So he's not stored in here as a known face, so he was just a man. So it gives the wearer the information that they know, oh, Eve is there, and then there's some guy with her. Okay, so that's how facial recognition works. Again, I was a known face. You can store 100 known faces. Unlimited unknown faces can be announced. There's no limit. Other things it can do, it mentioned products in the video. I'll show you how it does barcode reading. So for some people who can turn to face the barcode, you just stare at it and it announces what the product is.
Pop secret kettle corn microwave popcorn.
Right? 3CT, 3 count. So I didn't have to do anything to activate it. I just stare at it and it read it to me. Now blind people know that by the seams of products are often where the barcode is. So it would be here or here. Here's one more example of something that I can just stare at and see what it says.
Hershey's Milk Duds chocolate and caramel one, 41G.
Okay, so again, for people who want to use barcodes, whether they're stocking shelves or working in vending or in the Randolph-Shepard program where they really need to access that, that's in the federal buildings where the blind entrepreneurs run the vending and concession stands. This is a very useful feature. Another thing you can do though, if you don't want to use barcodes, is just read the product, just like how I showed you that I read a piece of paper. So again, same technique, hold it in front of me and I point. Okay, so I pre-stored it just like I stored my face, and then I heard my own voice tell me what it is. Okay, moving right along. We have a lot to cover. Other things besides product detection, faces, reading, is color detection. So if I want to know the color of something, I'm going to keep my finger on the surface of the color I want to identify, whereas when I was reading before, I pointed and then moved my hand out of the way so that my fist wouldn't block anything below. So I'm going to use that same pointing feature gesture and hold my finger on the paper.
Pink-red area.
So it told me it's a pink-red area, so it's picking up some flecks of pink. Let's just try one more.
Dark blue area.
Dark blue area. So again, if it's a shirt, if it's a wall, if I'm painting, I just keep my finger there and then I hear it say what color it is. Next thing it can do is money. I'm gonna hold up a bill and upside down and backwards on purpose so that you can see that I don't have to orient it. And all I do is I stare at it and it'll tell me automatically this is preloaded information in my device, and then I'll just hear what it is. $10. Let's try this one. $5. And the last one? $1. So if somebody's giving me change, I can readily identify what it is. And also if I'm paying for something right there and then on the spot, my hands are free the whole time to be manipulating what I want to manipulate. And that's an excellent feature of this wearable device, right? If I'm taking out my wallet, I need to use my hands to get the money. If I'm shopping, I need my hands for shopping. If I'm a student using this and I'm typing notes from the teacher, I have both hands free. So the hands-free option is really excellent for people who are doing things. If I'm cooking, reading a recipe, then my hands are free to do what I need to do. So again, MyEye wearable, it's our top of the line product. We had a really great new feature come out this year during the pandemic, believe it or not. It's called Smart Reading, which allows people to be more efficient readers. So I showed you guys how I could just read this. I could read the entire page, I can stop it, I can navigate with this, I can fast forward, I can rewind. I'm not gonna go into all this now because it's not a lot of time to do that, but just so you know, I can navigate by fast forwarding, rewinding, pausing, and holding my spot. But this new feature that came out is called Smart Reading, and I just wanna highlight it for you real quickly here on the PowerPoint. So Smart Reading, oh, so let me just review. This is what I showed you. It reads text, paper and screens or digital, recognizes faces, super easy to use, intuitively responds to the hand gestures I showed you. It's portable. Identified products I showed you. It works everywhere because we don't need an internet connection. Oh, and voice commands I didn't show you, so I'll just give you an example of that. Like other devices like Alexa with natural language processing, I can talk to this device and get an answer. So I'll do an example. Double tap. Tell time.
The time is 2:24 p.m.
Right, I can do setting things like I can tell it to reading rate up. Rate up. So now I'm making it speak faster, right? So I have a lot of voice commands that I can give it, and that's just by double tapping. I hear the long beep, and then I speak my command. Lastly, Bluetooth enabled, so I can listen with Bluetooth earbuds completely privately. A lot of my students do that because they can't disturb, well, in a normal setting, they can't disturb other students. They don't want to disturb other students in the classroom, in the library. But Bluetooth is a great option. Also, when you're out on the street and there's a lot of surrounding noise, it's just a lot easier, like when we're listening to music, to use earbuds. So you can connect to a speaker or to earbuds. So the new features that I mentioned that came out in 2020 is the Smart Reading that allows for finding specific information in any document faster than before using a voice command. I'm going to show you in a second. You can ask for specific words, headlines, dates, amounts, telephone numbers, and more. The other thing is that these connect to people who are using these Starkey brand hearing aids. This connects directly into their hearing aid. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Smart Reading demo. Quick little video here.
OrCam's innovative Smart Reading feature works instantly and discreetly.
Start Smart Reading. Read me the headlines.
Found two headlines. First result, OrCam My I2 Name to Times List. Second result, Genesis Prize Foundation.
Read me first article.
OrCam My I2, an Israeli name.
Okay, so now, hold on one second. Now I'm gonna do a short little demo on OrCam My Eye's Smart Reading feature. Here's an example. If I wanna take a picture of something and say, I only want the phone number here. So what I will do is start it by giving a voice command. I'm gonna double tap and say Smart Reading. It'll take a picture, and then I'm gonna ask for the specific information, and in this example, it's gonna be a phone number that I want. So let's see how I do it. Smart Reading.
Ready.
So she says ready, and now I give a command, find telephone number.
Did you mean read article number 3?
No, find telephone.
I am listening.
Find telephone.
Found one result of telephone. Eve's telephone number is 973-820-5090.
Okay, so it took me 2 tries, but she finally understood that I wanted the telephone. number. She read the whole page, scanned it, and just gave me the one result, which is what I wanted. Here's another quick example. Here's one of these cooking recipe cards. And let's say I want to know, what am I supposed to do with the...
Smart Reading has the following vocal commands.
Let me stop her. What I want to do is find
I didn't understand. Let's try again.
find mayonnaise. Oh wait, I didn't take a picture. Sorry. Let's try again. Exit.
Exiting.
Let me take a new picture because the first picture, the picture was still this in her memory. So now I'm going to take a picture of this card. Smart Reading.
There may be more text below. Ready?
Ready? Find mayonnaise.
Found 2 results of mayonnaise. First result, 2 packets mayonnaise. Second result, spread mayonnaise on one side of each bread slice. See recipe tip.
Okay, so that's great, right? It was very efficient. It got me to the mayonnaise related information. So that's Smart Reading. Exit. Okay, I'm exiting.
Couldn't find reading. Let's try again.
Exit.
Exiting.
Exiting. Okay, so that's Smart Reading. Lastly, one other really cool feature that's being added to this device is orientation. It's going to help with knowing what's around the wearer 6 to 30 feet in front of them, and it'll identify things like furniture, chairs, tables, ascending stairs, round vessels like a mug or a cup, and that will be in beta testing for a little bit, and then it will be available on the devices for people to use. So that will be a really nice feature to have, the orientation. Okay, let's go on to the next device, and this is our handheld device, which is called OrCam Read. And OrCam Read was launched also this year in 2020 during the pandemic. And what it is it's a handheld pen, it's a digital reader, one-click reading, very easy to use. This is more for people who have some usable eyesight, who have conditions like dyslexia or traumatic brain injury, stroke, or who need extra help with reading. It could even be for sighted people who have reading fatigue because they have so much reading to do, like my daughter who's a lawyer who's reading nonstop all day. So you hold it like a pen, it's one-click reading. If you look at the screen, there's a power button, there is a plus button that's for volume up or for fast forwarding. Behind it is a minus button, which is for volume down or rewinding. And in the very back is a, sorry, that's the power button in the back. In the very front, it's the trigger button. I misspoke. All right, so now I'm going to show you how OrCam Read works. Again, it's handheld, AI-driven smart camera that instantly reads printed text off any surface. So that could be paper or digital, just like the MyEye, and it's just with the press of a button. You can read books, newspapers, computer screens, listen through Bluetooth like the other device. And what's especially great about OrCam Read, unlike other devices that are digital readers, is you can capture a whole page or just one section. So you have the ability to do that with the laser guidance. It reads instantly like the MyEye, works everywhere. It's tiny, it's very lightweight. Bluetooth, you can control the speed up to 300 words a minute, and you can lower it should you need to lower it. Laser guidance gives you 2 options, a whole text block, and to choose just where you want to begin reading, or read an entire page. So you can read a segment or an entire page. Full page capture, and it's portable. Who is this for? Students and adults with reading disabilities. For test taking, there's no access to internet, right? Because this is just like the MyEye. It does not need internet or cloud or anything. It doesn't connect to cloud. So for test taking and for classes, it's a great device. I have students with dyslexia who told me that they buy textbooks in college, rip them apart, scan pages and upload that to their computers so they'll have it prepared for class. Okay, so textbooks cost hundreds of dollars, and this allows them to read anything, any textbook that they're given, or papers that are handed out right there and then in class that couldn't be pre-loaded to their computer. So they're ready for anything. It gives them the confidence to be able to tackle any reading. It's good for adults, for work or for pleasure reading. Again, I mentioned reading fatigue. There are people who have lots of reading to do. They get headaches from straining or just from reading so much. And this really turns everything sort of into an audiobook. And it's good for people with levels of low vision or visual impairment that allow them to see where they're pointing. All right, moving right along, let me do a quick demo. And what I'm going to do is point at this screen. So I'm holding it like a pen, if you can see me in the picture, really comfortable. My finger is on the very front button. It's hard with the lighting, but on the very front button, I'm just gonna click and take a picture of the screen and we'll hear it.
You are screen sharing. Stop share. Continuation is cut off. Please.
Okay, I didn't do a good job, so I'm just gonna aim it again and take a new picture.
You are screen sharing. Stop share. About OrCam Read. OrCam Read uses a highly sophisticated AI-driven smart camera to instantly read any printed or digital text from books, newspapers.
I'm going to press the minus button to rewind.
Computers and more. Smartphone screens, computers, and more. The LightAway device is intuitive. Smartphone screens.
Okay, I'm rewinding. Now I'm going to fast forward.
The device is in with just the press of a button. Either listen via the mini speaker on the device or through headphone. OrCam Read is the most efficient smart pen on the market, with speed reading and the only one with full page capture. It is designed for all ages and does not require an internet connection. You are screen.
Okay, so that's what it sounds like when it reads. I could make it faster if I want to. Privacy. OrCam respects and protects your privacy, meaning nothing is recorded, photos, videos. It can't go, like I said, to the cloud. And the data is never collected by OrCam and then shared or used in any other way. Everything is available just for the person's use. So that's great if you are reading sensitive material or you just don't want anybody else to hear or know what you're doing. And that is the privacy aspect. So I want to impress upon you that OrCam is always developing new features. And if there is a new feature, then it's just a software download. So they do connect to Wi-Fi, but it's only for downloads of updates. So just like a cell phone. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm really trying to go fast so I can leave a few minutes for questions. So if anybody has a question, I would love to hear what your question is. Let me stop the share for a second. Any questions you can put in the chat, or you can turn, there's only a few of us, so you can turn off your mic if you want to just ask me the question. Paul asked if I could email it. Yeah, I could email it, but I also asked if you could put your name and your email in the Google Doc for this meeting room, and then I'd be more than happy to send it to you. I know that DRNJ is recording everything, so all of the presentations will be available. But I'm happy to see if I can get it emailed to you. I can email the PowerPoint. It won't be me talking though. Any questions about these devices? Portable, discrete. These are wonderful assistants. We get great feedback from people in terms of how they've given them confidence by giving them more independence in their life. So whether they're students or people who are working in the workplace. The settings on the OrCam, I found them difficult. Yeah, you mean like going into the menu and doing menu settings? Okay, so I would be very happy to do that with you, but I don't want to spend the last 3 minutes going over, but I could do it with you off this platform for sure. The way you do go into the settings though is you can use a voice command. I don't know which device you have, if it's the OrCam Read or the OrCam My Eye, Scout, but Yeah, OrCam My I. So why don't you give me a call or email me? I'm going to show my information in a minute, and then we can talk a little bit about it. Okay, great. I'm glad to hear, though, that you have one. It's just a matter of learning. There's definitely a learning curve with these, but the basic premise is very easy. Any other questions? These are great for kids in school settings, for transition students, for employment situations. I hear from a lot of people with vision impairment that they cannot get any employment, but this is also a one option to accommodation that can be made in the workplace so that people can do work and be gainfully employed. Okay, so if there's no other questions, I'm going to just go back to my screen share and put up my contact information one more time. Let's see. Okay, again, so my name is Eve Posner. I'm based in New Jersey, and I am a authorized distributor here. I train people, I do sales, I do networking and conferences like this. My email address is eve@amit, that's AMIT -group.com, eve@amit-group.com, and my phone number is 973-820-5090. Stop the share. Okay, and any last questions before we go? Okay, well, I want to thank you, Scout, Paul, Emily, for joining us, joining me and coming to my meeting room. I hope you learned something about OrCam and how it's a standalone product, very different from other things that are on the market. Portability and discrete aspects of it really make it different from what's out there. So I look forward to hearing from you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the future. And Scout, I'll look forward to talking to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.